Welcome in once again, guys. We're here to feed that Yu-Gi-Oh cardboard addiction, guys. You guys already know we have Rogue Hero, the man himself, guys, officially at 23 grand. 23K subs, yo. Congrats, man. Yo, just going up in the world. Hey, you need to sub, man. You see, he's growing for a reason. You need the first link in the description down below. You need to sub right now because he's going to go to 24 and then 25 and keep growing, and you need to help him out. Why not, man? The content is fuego. Look at that, man. You need to check it out. These videos are super entertaining. You need to subscribe. Ring that bell. Welcome in, brother. How's it going, man? What's popping?
Man, everything's been great, man. How you been, dog?
Good. Thanks for asking, man. Just had to reach out. My guy Rogue, had been a minute. You know, we had to bring you on to discuss the meta, you know, heading into the biggest event of the year. We want to make sure the community is in tune with, you know, cards and their moves and what you should be doing right now. Old decks becoming bad, you know, new decks coming out with Duelist Advance and then Justice Hunters, craziness in the meta. So we're going to get into it here right now, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out. So we start with Mitsurugi Ritual, man. This card from Suda, Supreme Darkness, came out. Now it's no longer in our latest core set because we got Alliance Insight, and we're even getting Duelist Advance in just a couple of days. But this card continues to remain prominent in the meta. Most people, most players, most top-end Yu-Gi-Oh decks continue to use this engine tournament after tournament after tournament, either at the local, regional, or even YCS levels, guys. So heading into the biggest event of the year, a lot of people are thinking about Mitsurugi risal or with Orcust. You know, we're going to ask Rogue maybe which deck he thinks is the best one heading into the event, but a lot of people continue to use Mitsurugi Ritual. Price-wise, you know, it retraced back down to the mean. It had a little booty-shaped recovery here, but it continues to consolidate sideways with healthy volume as we go into the biggest event of the year. 35 listings, 2750s. You know, it's around 30 bucks essentially, but not price-wise right now. I want to know, competitively speaking, you know, its meta relevance right now. What do you think, Rogue, heading into Duelist Advance that comes out this weekend, and then a week after that we have the biggest event of the year, and how Mitsurugi or Mitsurugi, you know, will contend either with one of those decks that are coming out or even post Nats? What do you think about Mitsurugi? Because we have it here in the TCG, they don't have it in the OCG. So let's just hear your thoughts about this card and this engine overall.
Well, first off, this engine's busted. I see Ritual. The reason why it's 27 bucks. I got it when it was at, I think, 40 bucks, and it dropped by 13 bucks. I think the reason why is because most Mitsurugi players are only playing one. Like, I only play one of my Mitsu Risal deck. I think even pure plays maybe one or two, if that. Maybe some of the experts can let us know in the comment section down below. People are selling it off because it's nationals. People are probably scared. They're moving on to different decks. The Anomat risal deck, the pure build, Anomat risal is looking to be the better build based on what a lot of pros are saying online. My personal take on that, I think Mitsurugi risal is still going to be one of the best decks going into the event. The deck's insane. It's really absurd. It can hand rip. It can do a lot of different stuff. And it has an insane recovery play. I wouldn't even be surprised if people even make like a 60 card Anomat Mitsurugi risal deck to try to come up to nationals. I was talking about that on my channel because I'm like, man, I might try that myself. I can get the Anomat.
Yo, that's crazy.
But yeah, I think this the card's really good. It's don't see relevance post nationals. You can still pick it up. I realistically see it dropping because people are just playing different decks.
That's a great point.
I think, you know, 27 ain't terrible, but if you're not thirsty for Mitsurugi, just let it drop a little bit more. If you're going to nationals, you probably can pick it up probably for 20 bucks. It's realistically, because looking at the nationals, what we're gonna have regional season, people are gonna be trying different decks out. Usually the first regionals of every season, people are trying different decks out. And then that's when a lot of you smart guys out there can pick up all the competitive stuff. So when the competitive season roll around again, like people the first YCSs and things like that, people need it, and then there you go. But honestly, this card pricing is realistic. The deck only needs one, and that's the reason why it's dropping.
Yeah, I mean, great assessment. Like Rogue said, I mean, this card, most people that need it have it. Now, most people might be thinking of if and when it gets a reprint. I mean, it just came out in Suda, so we're not sure, you know, if it gets a 10 reprint this early. But then also a great point that Rogue made was the fact that so many different decks are coming into the fray. Of course, a couple of these decks might use Mitsurugi as an actual engine, so that's a thing. But then you have Luna Lights coming out, and then after that you have Vanquish Soul K9, and then Dragon Tails, and then you have yummies, and then it's like, we're Mitsurugi with all of that. You know what I mean? So great points made by Rogue with regards to this card. If you need it, you're going to the event, just pick up your copies, be ready, but don't go too crazy for this card, because most people that need it already have it. Then we have Vanquish Soul Raisin. Again, this card used to be pennies, Rogue. Literally, the card used to be pennies. Look at that. Look at that. Crazy here. Shekels.
I knew a dude with a Vanquish Soul deck. He's probably eating good right now.
Hey, he got to be eating his food right now, licking his fingers right now, man. Why? Because this card used to be $3.99. Throw-ins and trades, trash bulk, going from shekels to not just billies, but literally going parabolic from 90 cents to 30 bucks. You know, there was some sales even at 40s. Just insane, over a 40x increase in price. This is extremely rare. It is not common. So when people, you know, go through this, I always tell people to take profits. But fundamentally speaking, it happens for a reason. Everyone needs a card like this at threes. People expect this to be the best deck, not just for a week or two, not just for a little while, but probably months and months on end. So people are coming in and getting the cards that they need. Right now it's 26 bones. We talked about it at 16s like a week and a half ago. The card was 16 bucks. I was telling people, guys, don't let this be a 20 piece, 25s, maybe even 30s. Right now it's 17 bones, and still you see maybe sixes here, a couple of ones and two ofs, but it quickly goes to $35 at the bottom of the page. There's extreme hype right now with Vanquish Soul because of the new card, Holly Sue, that we'll touch base later on in this market watch. So what do you think in general about Vanquish Soul, the dominance that it is expected for it to have here in the TCG post-Nats, post-Justice Hunters?
Well, the deck has a lot of hype for it, honestly. A lot of players players locally are considering even trying it out for Nationals. I think the deck's really good based on what I've seen in the OCG results is with what they're doing with the canine stuff. I don't have enough experience with the deck to 100% speak on it, but you know, people lie, results don't lie, and numbers don't lie. And the deck's toppings, though, the deck's really good. They call it the anti-hand trap deck. You really don't have to worry about hand traps, and it's borderline toxic as well because it kind of plays on the opponent's turn. So it's one of them decks that's gonna kind of piss people off, which is why everyone's picking it up. They see how good it is in the OCG.
Yeah, I mean, those are great points, man. A lot of people, again, in the latest report, which was a couple weeks ago, but Vanquish Soul was just dominating with a third of the representation here, just dominating the meta over there on the OCG, and people expect something similar to occur in the TCG. And one card, shout out to Togi, member of the channel, he was like, Jay, talk about this card real quick. This is coming out of left field. It was DDD. What is that spell card? It's old. It came in designator. This one. You know, so I want your opinion on this card. Again, shout out to Togi. He was like, Jay, you need to talk about this card. Some people are talking about actually playing this card against Vanquish Soul, because once they search or they're already playing their cards, you already know what they have in their hands. So look at that. Declare one card name. Look at your opponent's hand. So even that, you know, it's crazy, that part. And then if he or she has declared that declared card in his or her hand, remove that one card from play. If she doesn't, or he or she doesn't have the card, remove one random card from your hand. But again, if you have hand knowledge already, and then you're going to see the rest of the hand as well. So a lot of people are thinking about actually picking this card up just in case. Don't know how, you know, fully in tune is going to pan out or not. But, you know, the card is 3 bones here. It does have multiple copies. This is the latest reprint from the Invasion of Chaos 25th Anniversary edition. So you see 1-ofs and it quickly goes to 4s and then to 5s. So what do you think with a card like this? Again, the way that Vanquish Soul plays and they play everything from their hand. Like, do you see this possibly becoming a tech or you know, meta relevant?
I like it. I ain't gonna lie, I might need me a playset. It looks really good. As far as it being in everybody's side deck,
right?
I don't know. I think it's one of those cards that can catch people off guard, like a regionals, maybe even a YCS. I don't think it's main deck worthy. I think it's one of those cards that you can play it going first, and even if you're scared of one card, just say, hey, I'm scared of Drow, for example. DD Designator called Drow, it's in their hand, banish a card from your hand after you set everything you want to set, and then bam, go off. I think it has a lot of potential, honestly, depending on what it is. Like,
that's a great
even
point.
Like who do things like adding things. It's really depends on the matchup. I think it's a good side card because you're playing against somebody like, for example, let's say they on their turn Bestial, bring out the one dude to search at the end phase. They're in phase, they search out one Bestial monster. Your turn, draw. Play that, get rid of the Bestial monster, unless you have something in your graveyard or force them to summon it. So it's really niche for the Vanquish Soul matchup. Yeah, it sounds like it works. think it's good to have a playset, honestly.
Right. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Only 4 prints ever printed, and they're all super rares. It's crazy. Even like the OGs from Dark Revelation and Invasion of Chaos, the OGs. So you have 4 super rares. This worldwide English is like super hard to get, and they're all hard to get. So, listen to Rogue and listen to shout out to Togi, for highlighting this card just in case. Yeah. Just in case. I mean, the card, the effect is just broken. I mean, you get to, like Rogue said, even at its worst, you get hand knowledge. And, if you set all your stuff, the cost is for you to banish one of your cards, but at least if Dro is there or not. For example, if Dro is that, of a card, then, there's sales ban, there's other options, right? But then with Vanquish roaming around, plus Dro and any other broken card that you feel like you just want to know if your opponent has, just a nice little tech or niche card that you can possibly get exposure to, because there's 4 printings only. 4 printings, man.
And
so
just throw out there, imagine you on your turn, you play, let's say, for example, go play normal summon Ice Risal, they go Ash Blossom, you go, okay, Talon summons to your hand, rip a card, you designator, rip another card, now it's gonna combo off and whoop your ass. So
no, I mean, just
make somebody throw their deck.
Like reading this card, like you in your brain, you start thinking like it has a lot of potential. You know what I mean? Like,
it really does.
Like in the certain niche like scenario where
it's a thrust target too. Oh my god, it's a thrust target.
Because you can set it off thrust. And then like if like everyone searches, you know what I mean, and you get to banish it too, not just discard it or something like that. So pretty interesting how the card works.
Face down to be way better.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Down. Yeah, because against Malice, but yeah, good point. So guys, make sure that you tune in. First link in the description down below. We'll have all these cards ready for you guys to see right here. Fast track these as we talk about these in case you want to buy any of these, guys. You want to come over here and participate in our giveaway, all you have to do is just follow these directions here. We'll put the link in the description down below. You want to make sure you tune in. Easy participation. One winner for all of these chibi arts. Shout out to Andrew for hosting that giveaway. And we also have this channel giveaway, guys. Insane. So many giveaways. We love to give back. Just a couple of days at the time of recording. Don't miss out. Come over here in the Discord. One click right there and you're already participating. And guys, you might as well subscribe, ring that bell, like the video on the way in. I would gladly appreciate that. So just wanted to discuss with Rogue here a couple of tournaments that have been going on worldwide as we head into our biggest event of the year, which is our Nats. And then after that, the European WCQ, like 2 weeks after ours here, which is on July 10th. And then again, shout out to Rogue, me, we're going to be there. We're going to have a blast. So if you're there, come say hi. Rogue is cool people. I'm cool people. You guys are awesome. Definitely come up to say hi. But there's other WCQs going on, in Australia, Central American one, all around the world, even in Japan here. A couple, I guess, occurred here throughout the weekend. But we just wanted to discuss a couple of these just to see, even though there wasn't a lot of people, which in Ireland National, it was more like a regional here in the States. But as you can see, it was heavily represented by Malice and Mitsurugi. So again, this just occurred this past weekend. So still, these look at Exodia there. That's pretty cool. But yeah,
and he got top 4. Let's go.
Yo, that's crazy, man. Shout out to Kyle, man. That's our boy right there. So it's pretty much more the same. We see the Nats even still. Just this past weekend, we had more of the same. Hungary Nats as well. Look at that. Half of the pie with Mitsurugi. Rogue, just you ain't tired of this deck yet, right? You just love it, right?
I mean, hey, man, I'm so sick of that damn deck. Not because I think I can't beat it.
Right. It's just everywhere. I get it, man.
I get format fatigue. I'm just format fatigue at this point.
I get it, man.
I just want to put my cape on and play heroes. Go mass change. Summon Dark Law, summon Plasma, OTK.
Damn, those are gonna be the days coming to a theater near you pretty soon. Once that support comes out, it's just checking out these tournaments, these nationals going on around the world, guys. It's pretty much more the same. Of course, you got Fire King and Centurion. It's pretty cool. In these Nats elsewhere, you always have these decks that find a way to get to the end, but the representation is the same all across the board. With Mitsurugi still dominating, and even one of our latest regionals here, same deal. Look, Malice, Yugioh is pretty nice. Gem Knights too. A lot of people, it's a fan favorite deck. Gem Knights. Let's just show it real quick. What do you think about Gem Knights? You know, topping a regional here after the new support with Neppy Rim. Did you play Gem Knights, or have you played against it in the past with the new support? What are your thoughts process with regards to this?
I've never played Gem Knights,
Okay.
but I know a good hero player named Blake Yugioh. He has a good YouTube channel as well. He played it and he went first place at his locals. I saw he posted a video on it.
Interesting.
So I know if he played it, I know the deck is good. So shout out to bro.
There we go.
It seems like this is an OTK go second deck.
Okay.
Just looking at this list right here. So hey man, shout out. It's a deck looks good. Decks like this, they win because no one knows what the hell is going on and people think it's easy. So a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh is really just not. It's really they've seen your opponent's skill based on the deck they're playing. So a lot of times they see people playing Gem Knight, they're like, okay, this is a free game.
Yeah. Free win, free dub.
They might overlook stuff and then they get cooked and they're like, oh, cooked. Now the good players, they don't let that ride. They read everything and they take their time. But if it's a player who's cocky, they usually end up losing because of it. Then not to mention as well, sometimes decks like this is. I've learned from my experimentation in my video I did last week on going second with Mitsurugi risal.
Okay.
Going second, this format is not terrible. Because your charmers are always live. If your opponent clumps on charmers, their hand is terrible if they're gonna go first. They got dead more charmers in their hand. On top of that, you can break their board and just go for the quick OTK. So I can see why this deck did good. I'm actually considering to go second deck for nationals myself just because I don't want to brick on Mitsurugi. I don't want my Mo Charmers to break. That's the main reason. But the only thing about that go second strategy is if you run into a hand loop deck like Mitsurugi risal or Heraldic risal, you're cooked. So you have to hope you draw a hand trap
to stop
all
them,
board records. You're going to get hand loop for at least 2 to 4 cards.
Yeah, I mean, those are great points. And as you can see, I mean, triple salesman, triple thrust, triple droplet, storm, duster. Like Rogue said, he was ready with the hand trips as well. Great going second build. So it's nice to see, a top 8 right here at a regional as of late with the new support from Battles of Legend right here. And this was 300 plus people, so not bad at all.
Go to the Duel list real quick.
What was that?
I've been really
this Duel?
Really
it's not here. I don't know why. That's unfortunate. Yeah, let me see Duel. See if we can find one here for you. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Jirak. No, let's see Duel
it's
right
all
here.
good. We can just move on.
Let me see, man. I'm like that. Now I want to find one. Budget Yubel. There we go. Nah. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. They should have had the list here. But yeah, it did get top 8 right here. And then, look, I think Jeff Jones Pro as well, if I'm not mistaken. So playing Malice.
Jeff Jones, old school pro.
Yeah,
he's one of the GOATs.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. This regional here, just wanted to keep you guys updated. Gem Knight topping regionals now. That's pretty cool. And then we have to talk, obviously, about Anomat Pyra. This card.
Told y'all to get it when it was $3.
Hey, he said it, man. We had Rogue Market watching here, calling $3 cards going to 13, 14s, and the card is not done because this card is at all-time highs right now. Imagine that. Look at that. We need to draw a little bit. Right here. Art class with Rogue Hero, guys. Art class with Rogue Hero. Imagine you have a chart, just like we had in math class when we were in elementary school. And someone said, guys, you can buy a card right here at these levels. And then one day you can sell up here and you can make $10 profit a copy. Life would be nice, right? Well, that was Rogue Hero. He definitely called the card at $3 on the channel, guys. We should have had it fresh out the flashback. That's my bad. But the OGs know. You guys know he made the call right here. 15 listings only. You have a couple of 1s and 2s. The card starts going to 15s, and at the bottom of the page, it starts going to a 20-piece McNuggies from Mickey D's, all for 1 copy of this quarter century secret rare that people thought was trash. No one really cared about it. It was $2 to $3 bucks, and Rogue Hero highlighted this one. So we just want your thoughts, because now you wake up a month or 2 later, however long it's been, and this $3 card is 1370s, but it's really pushing 15s. What do you think about the card still today, the price and everything? Let's just hear your updates, your thoughts.
So looking at the listings right there, it's trending up. It's not trending down because, and plus post, I think at nationals, it won't be surprised me if it hits $20 consistently across the board. It might dip a little bit after nationals, but every Anomat risal deck plays 2 to 3, maybe even 1. But at the very least 2 from what I've seen, like OCG lists and things like that. So it's definitely a staple you want to run in the Anomat risal deck because it's really good. Searches 2 cards. And it's QCR, so it's like a no-brainer, honestly. If you are you're a rarity whore, I say 1370 is not a bad pickup because you already missed the wave of being cheap.
Right.
At the very least, it's not going to drop down. It's only going to go up because And especially if the deck continues to excel after nationals, it's gonna go up. So if you can't get this one, get the budget ones. I mean, it's obviously a penny, as you guys can see right there. So it's cheaper versions, but
yeah, for sure.
I mean, it was just one of those cards. Like if you just did your research, studied the OCG, like I always preach, you would have knew about this card months ago and got it when as soon as it became QCR on release. You'd have got it for like $1 to $2.
Literally, that's crazy. So Rogue did the research for you guys at threes. Hopefully, you picked it up back then when you saw our market watch. That we collab. And if not, like Rogue just said, if you need exposure, you got shekels here, PCRs, PURs, Autumn Ps and Autumn Rs, all the platinums and the prismatics right here. They're under 50 cents, even clean secret rare at under a quarter. So no excuse just to get the copies you need and the rarity you want. But mainly the quarter century is the one expected to make those major moves.
I'm gonna say this right now, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Those pretty foil ones, like the secret rare, I can see those being $1, easy $1.
Yeah, look at that.
Penny stock.
Look at that. Literally, look at that.
Like, why wouldn't you pick that up? Why it's dirt cheap? Just get it, sit on it, get a play set, just half of the binder.
Look at that. 8 pennies, man. Rough life right here. Literally, the literal definition of a penny stunk right here. As you can see, it's uptrending. That means people are willing to pay even more.
So once the QCRs go up to 20 to 30, everyone else is gonna go to the next best thing, which is gonna be secret or the platinums.
Literally,
I think secret rare is probably gonna be the best printing outside of platinum. So
yeah, people love their secret, their mid-max rarities. A lot of OGs prefer secrets over any of these new rarities as well. So definitely get exposure to the card. Don't be late. Like if you just need it, you come over here. Look at that, platinum secret already making subtle moves here. So again, you only see one of them in the first page.
That shit's shiny.
Look at that. Look at that. You need a play set. You need to go to page 3. 70 cents. It'll go from shekels to dollars soon, right there. I think this picture is a Euro print one. I can see it, so that's why.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks like better. Yeah, I love Euro print cards. I'm addicted to those. So listen to Rogue. Make sure you listen to Rogue. So again, Rogue on X posted Hero already topping again in the OCG with the new support. Obviously, Rogue Hero, the name. It's the man himself. It's the Hero Master. As you guys can see right there, he's super excited for the new support later on down the line. So again, you need to be early. He told you to be early for the Anomat, cards and decks and things of that nature. So again, with Hero, don't forget. People forget. But we remember, this was announced, everyone got excited, including Rogue, then everyone else forgot, but Rogue is still keeping it in mind for you guys. Don't forget that Mali's at 3, you have the Pharises, you have all these hero card Stratos. We're going to touch base on a couple just to keep it refreshing for you guys. Even this one trap that no one's probably paying attention to, you want to stay ahead of the game and be early. So let's talk about Contrast Hero Chaos. This ultra rare. I'm sorry. This ultra rare that came out many years ago. No one cared about this card.
About 2015.
You see, that's what 10 years ago already. A decade ago, no one cared about it. Could have never been. No one could play it back then or whatever. And now it's actually going to be playable. It was 33 cents. Went up to 2s. Double top. Now crashing back down to 75s here with the unlims. With the massive wall of China. But the first ads, they're pushing $1. So this is still a penny stonk compared to potential future prices. So why you think people should be picking this one up, bro?
Because it's the reason why Heroes is doing good in the OCG again. Heroes' biggest flaw was always having limited extenders and also not having access to their Omni Negate, which is Contrast Hero Chaos. Now, for you guys that don't know what he does, I'm gonna educate you. Target one face-up card on the field and negate it. So, and it's a quick effect. So, on first hand, it doesn't sound that good. But at the same time, when you think about it, you can stop already face up continuous spells. It can stop things like infinite impermanence if they try to imperm something. It could stop a plethora of different card effects. And that's just an example. Maybe imperm was a bad example, but it can stop things. Now, it can't stop Nibiru. It can't stop Ash Blossom. But who cares? It stops everything else. It stops you from losing a Raigeki, Board Breakers, things like that. Also, with the new hero support, they're able to make them out easier because they're masked heroes. New masked hero guy is really good. And their extender, so it gives the deck a way to play after you get rid of like the increase in the Ferris. You don't have to really rely on Mali because you unbricking your hand with the one guy that I think he reveals himself, pitch a hero to go search a poly or mass change from your deck. So it has many different plays it can do nowadays with the new support versus that it couldn't do, which is why it's already topping. I don't know how big this event was. I think it was called 37 Tayo. So that might have been like maybe a smaller little tournament in the OCG. Right. It didn't win. It got Those two, I think one got third, one got fourth.
Okay.
It says a hero. Maybe it was like a team tournament, but even then, in this format of K9, Yummies, and this is the first week of people just hitting the cards and playing with it. And I ain't gonna lie, not trying to shit on these players in the OCG, but I've seen the hero experts that I'm affiliated with cook up some spice, like JDR, Blake, Yugioh. They're running two of the Contrast Hero Chaos card because you can spam out two easily. And some people are crazy. They can spam out three.
That's crazy.
And the thing about it, it's so old. It's not once per turn. It's a soft once per turn. So you can use multiples in one turn.
That's wild. That's wild. That's crazy.
It's a niche card. It's a niche deck, but it's so old. If you plan on playing heroes, you need at least a playset. At the very least, depending on what you want to do. Have one just to sit on, and have two just to be good.
Yeah, I mean, it's $1.
Your own three. I mean, it's $1.
Yeah. Look at
this
it.
video look to like $5.
You imagine?
Don't buy it out.
Yeah.
But if it does, if something does happen to it, I won't be surprised.
Right.
But I would imagine once the hero support gets announced for the TCG, which I'm assuming is going to be like October.
Okay. Later this
January, February, whenever they release the tactical try stuff from the OCG to the TCG.
All right.
That's when it's cards gonna boom. It boomed a little bit when the stuff got announced.
Right.
Everyone was all hyped.
Yeah.
Then the hype kind of died down a little bit.
Yep.
But once the stuff gets announced, it's gonna go right back up. So
literally,
since it dipped, buy it. Like they say in stocks, non-financial advice. Buy the dip.
Literally.
And then if you're gonna sell it, sell high.
That's it, man. The game is that easy, man. You heard the Rogue, the market watcher himself out here, man. Give it non-official financial advice, guys. I would literally do what he said. You buy the retracements back down to the mean. All this move right here basically came all the way back down to shekels. Take advantage of this card, man. You can see it played in the OCG, and once that new hero support comes out, you definitely don't want to miss out. You have cards like Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, which was a $3.30 quarter century. Right now you have a big fat wall of China here at $2 with over 1,000 copies, man. That's what we call wall of China hero at the fresh off the press community.
As soon as this deck top of regionals in the US, that dude's gonna eat good. Even if it goes to $10, he gonna eat good.
Yo, that's 1,000 copies. That's crazy, man. That is insane.
Like a Scarface meme when they got all the money and stuff.
Literally, man. That's a big wall, man. I will not lie, but that's good. Yeah. That's good for the community. That means you're gonna come over here at just 2 bones and get exposure to this quarter century. I can see this quarter century one day, conservatively speaking, becoming $5. I mean, it's a hero card. People love it. It's a quarter century secret rare behind a tin paywall. So again, listen to Rogue. Pick up your Hero Fusion monsters. As you can see, this one is pretty cheap. Volume is coming in. You have a big wall, but get exposure to these cards that Rogue is telling you guys about. And we have Mass Hero Darklaw, the iconic hero monster here. You have the OTs. We're gonna check those. Even Duelist Saga. That's what I love about a card like this. Even this copy looks gorgeous. Even just an ultra rare Duelist card. Look at that. $1 and some change, man. Like, I think I bought like a playset of these when I saw it crashing down because they used to be $20. Not that they have to go back up to $20, but can they be $5? Sure. And this card is beautiful. I have it in person, and it's not as readily available as you would think. This Duelist Saga Ultra Rare looks beautiful, guys. But you do have the Ultimate Rare. I know Rogue has this one because he's Rogue Hero. You know what I mean?
I got rid of it already. I got rid of it years ago.
Yeah, I'm messing with you, bro. So 150 is not that bad. Again, 16 listings, 150, and then it goes to 200 at the bottom of the page. This is Ultimate Rare Mass Hero Darklaw. This card used to be like, what, 400, 500 at one point, like some crazy price. I mean, so again, this is not bad compared to previous prices, guys. So you do have the quarter century right here as well as the competitor at around $20 a card. Okay, there you go. You see. Hey, Rogue Heroes like you guys. He ain't a rarity hoard, but he wants a quarter century secret rare right here, guys. $20. So
I ain't gonna lie. Playing Risal kind of got me wanting to foil my deck out.
Okay. There we go.
Maybe getting older. I don't know.
Yeah.
Playing a meta deck got me turning into a little bit of rarity.
Yeah, okay. Rogue is coming to the dark side. We like it, boys. We like it. So what do you think about Darklaw overall? We have the OTs. We have all the rarity collection, PUR, PSRs, and PCRs, and what are your thoughts around, with regards to these rarities and this card overall?
It's a legacy deck, just like Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. Anytime the deck is somewhat decent in the TCG, the stuff is going to go up. It's like, honestly, it's literally like playing crypto in the stock markets. When it's hot, you got to get rid of it. When it's cool, all right, pick it back up. So it's kind of like, that's how I see heroes if you're not a hero connoisseur like myself. But yeah, honestly, I can see the QCRs going to the 50s easily because they're so cheap.
Yeah, 50 piece.
People who don't want to pay, the premium for the altis will be happy with the QCR. It looks just as good in my opinion.
Damn, that's a great point, man. That's a great point. Once people see this is 250, 300 up there, you're
like the Team Sams, you know, the people who got the big papers.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. I wish, man. I love this card, man. Like, Dark Law is iconic, but, you know, I have to, settle for the Duelist Saga one, man. The one, that's $1. We master penny stonkers out here,
The very humble dollar one. I structured that one from years ago, so I feel that one.
Yeah, man, but I mean, it looks good enough and it's cheap enough. You know what I mean? And we'll live to fight another day. But yeah, listen to Rogue Hero, guys. I mean, just pick quarter centuries at $20. Literally 50 piece wings from Wingstop. We could see that happening, guys. For a Dark Law, it's an icon. Hero players don't play. If they want the quarter centuries, they're not going to be like, oh, but it went up to 25 to 30. They could care less, man. They just want their card, or they want more of them. They have one, they want two. They have two, they want to complete their play sets. Rogue Heroes here. I'm talking for the hero community, literally how they work with regards to the market. So there you go. Then we have Extra Hero Wonder Driver. This is a card that Rogue Hero himself said that you guys should be picking up as a penny stonk. Only has 3 prints across the board, ultra rares, and yeah, it's $1. The Battles of Legend is already $1.50, and you have the silvers here at 81 cents. So this is a card that when hero players come, they need it, and they realize, wow, only 3 prints for this card. So wow, this is a great pick. A penny stonk from Rogue Hero himself. So let me just let you talk a little bit about this one. Why should people be focusing and keeping their eyes on this particular card?
Oh, it's a staple for the deck. Just literally extra deck staple. It was higher. I think it was $5 at one point, and it started to drop because the heroes ain't doing anything.
Right.
But like I said, once the deck gets hot again, there's only so many printings of it. It's gonna be hard to pick up.
Yeah.
Like a realistically saying, being a $5 to $10 card, like if heroes ever become tier 1, it'd probably be a $20 to $30 card because the deck only plays 1. But realistically speaking, heroes probably gonna be a tier 1.5, tier 2 deck. Regional topping, maybe YCS topping deck.
Okay.
Day 2 for sure.
All right.
I mean,
like it.
It really depends on the pilot and the matchups, honestly, and your opponent's knowledge on the hero deck. Because a lot of people sleep on heroes. They think, oh, there's a big misconception in the Yu-Gi-Oh community that heroes is a nib and Dro deck. But with the new support, nib doesn't matter.
Okay.
Nib don't even matter. If you're playing against a good hero player with a good hand, nib does not matter. Any deck can brick, but nib does not matter to heroes. What really matter is if you have a combination of like nib, imperm, or Mocharmy nib, it's like things like that hurt. Like multiple hand traps, realistic, like it hurts any deck, but like the deck's not a nib token. Only time nib beats heroes is modern heroes if they nib at the right time.
Right.
And you have to have experience versus the deck to know when to.
Yeah, like when to nib exactly.
So you have because if you wait to the end of the main phase, you're cooked. They still got favorite contact. They can still set up the one guy that blows to the board, and they still might not even have a Dark Law play, depending on how they set their field up in their hand. But yeah, back to this card. I'm going on a tangent.
No, we really love it, man. You love heroes. That's what I love, man. Keep going, keep going.
Really good. Yep. Looks like it's like a solid $7, which I'm not surprised if you include shipping. So yeah, honestly, I think it's a good cheap pickup just to have if you plan on playing a deck, or just have a page of them. Just if you're going to be getting rid of it, just for when the hero stuff comes out and your local hero players want to buy it, you'll have it already. Yeah.
Listen to Rogue Hero. Pick this card up. As you can see, it's had a high sale price close to $5 already. You definitely want to get exposure to this card because it could go back up to those prices, and you can be selling into them Hero Billy Bobs down the line at elevated prices. And then we have Fusion Destiny, of course. You have the OTs here, which is pretty cheap. You have the quarter centuries, which are already, it's 35s already, so it's going up here. So 29 listings. Again, this is a card that people are forgetting about. We talked about it at like 20s not too long ago, and now the card is 35s. So yeah, don't let this become a 50 piece on you. And then you have the clean OTs at $9.
$9.
Look at that, Rogue Hero. $9, bro. 55 listings, and you have all these one-ups right here. Then it does go to 11s and 12s in the double digi range. But what do you think about Fusion Destiny Ultimate Rare at $9 single digits? Let's hear it, bro.
It's old, and honestly, it'd probably be like a $30 card. Realistically speaking, it goes back to the same points as the rest of the hero stuff. When the deck comes back to the new support, it'll go up. I think people like the QCR a little bit better, maybe, but I think the OT in the long run. I mean, it's a personal preference. Like I prefer OT because I like ultimate rares.
Right.
But they're a little more flimsier than everything else. That's my only biggest gripe with OT. So
that's a
hey,
good
if you
point.
don't want a QCR, it's same thing. If you don't want QCR, get the OTs. It's cheap. It just makes sense that way. If you want to foil out your deck.
Yeah.
I personally, the card looks. If you haven't seen it, OT, the card looks so good. OT, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, with the spiral, it looks really, really nice, especially for
Super
$9.
clean.
That's
Super
what
clean.
looks clean. The $9
That's a steal.
right
That's
there.
a steal.
Ooh, man, that's free money down the line, guys. Listen to Rogue and pick that up for cheap. We have a Hero Lives here with the full rarity treatment as well. You got plats for $1, secrets here for quarters, and then you have the OG OTs, which we're gonna touch base. And same deal, just like we did. You know, you have the comparison side by side. In this case, you know, the quarter century is cheaper. It's at around, you know, $10 right here for a Hero Lives QCSR, which is not that bad. And then you have the OTs are just always been money around a 40 piece for an unlim because the card just looks
So
beautiful.
old.
Yeah, so again, for this one, I mean, a Hero Lives is one of the core components of any hero deck. So what do you think about the card here as we compare both rarities as well?
The three of them. Not surprised it's $30. OTs are always gonna be expensive because it's old. Like I said, same thing applies. If you can't afford the LT, get the QCR. It looks just as good. You're gonna have mismatch rarities, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes y'all wear mismatch underwear, so you gotta keep everything aligned and do what you gotta do with your budget. You win. You feel me?
Right. If you have mismatch underworld, just take it to Yu-Gi-Oh. Mismatch them rarities inside your decks, man. Love it, bro. Just love it. We have Miracle Fusion here. Again, this card, same deal. You have these clean secrets that I wish I had, but the card is too expensive now. You have cheap ultra rares as well, which we're going to touch base. Then you have the OGs like ultimate rares from Cybernetic Revolution. This OT is just crazy. If we come over here and we clean this up janitor style, we can see here that these OTs are 180 bones, man. For unlims and first eds are pushing 300 a pop. A play set is going to be worth around $1,000 post-tax, guys. And we're talking about rem money in some places, guys. So what do you think about Miracle Fusion Ultimate Rare Rogue Hero as a hero player?
I mean, shit. If I had it, I'll sell it, honestly. That's insane. Like,
Look at
like
that.
$300 for OT, like, hey,
Man.
the QCR do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it looks just as good.
Hey,
in my opinion.
Honestly, yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you have a really clean card that old, you're probably better off. If I'm being real right now. You're better off just getting it graded and putting it up on the market to sell.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Because it's a collection item, man. Like a lot of these cards, so I remember buying a box of Cybernetic Revolution when I was in high school.
Wow.
I didn't. So that was like what, 17 years ago? No, actually longer than that, 20 years ago. I was 15.
Ooh, that's 2 decades ago, man. It's been a minute.
The card is super old, man. Super old. So
yeah, so it's hard to find them in a good condition. Yeah, that's a great point.
You have it mint, get it graded. That's gonna be a collector's item for years on end.
Yeah, might as well. If you have it like mint that you feel you can get a 9 or a 10, definitely send it in. Even though grading cards as Yu-Gi-Oh is not that big of a thing or a deal, but when it's special cards like these, definitely great consideration. And you can sell honestly, if I would own this card, I'd sell it and just get these. These look clean. Yeah. I get it. It's the speed duel. We understand some people don't like the speed duel tag. But honestly, look, there's not even near mints here. Where's the near mints? That's crazy. I was gonna pull.
And not to mention as well, a card that expensive.
Wild.
Like, imagine you shuffle your deck and crinkle it a little bit on accident.
Ooh,
or
man.
Sometimes people like your opponent like to shuffle your deck and like mess it up, or somebody spill pop on a table when you're playing. Like,
nah. It's too much, man. It's too much for that $300 like that. Nah, man. But look, the secret rares got bought out, bro. They're non-existent. No near mints left. The last copy sold at 22s, $20. People getting ready because this looks nice, man. Quality wise, like cardboard stock wise, the speed duel ones, they look beautiful. You know, they're bought out, cleaned out by Rogue Hero. Nah, just kidding, guys. So we have the ultra rare here though, the budget penny stonk. This is a nice holographic. You do have a couple walls here. So guys, no excuse. At shekels right under $1, just get exposure to these cards, man. Rogue Hero is making emphasis on the new support coming out down the line that people are not paying attention to, and these cards could easily become more money once those cards come out. We have Destiny Hero, Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer. This card is iconic when it came out. You know, even as a rogue contender, it just came into the meta just very, very hard to deal with the floating ability. You have Starlights at 150s. People are going to want matching rarity, even with these older Starlights. And then you have the Secret and the Prismatic Secret. This card didn't get the quarter century Secret Rare treatment, hasn't gotten reprinted in forever, and right now it's 574s. It's not that bad, man. Close to $6 post-tax to get exposure to this card. Who knows if and when it gets reprinted. It already has a Starlight rare, so even if it gets a rarity treatment, it won't get a Starlight. So, you know, what do you think about this card, its effect, how it, you know, it's implemented in, you know, hero strategies nowadays, and if people should be picking it up at close to $6?
As far as the effect, it's a little dated by today's standpoint, only because detonator just pops multiple times in a turn. A one interruption on one card, that's not that great anymore. However, it's a staple in the hero deck. You run one of because you can spam it from the extra deck. Some players I've seen run 2 in the past, but you only really need 1 because you're only going to resolve its effect once per turn. I think it's a hard once per turn as well. So, yeah, it's just a good card to have. I think very hardcore hero enthusiasts would want the Starlight rare. So maybe that might be a solid pickup if you are looking to do some high level trading. But as far as picking it up as a lower tier card, I mean, it won't hurt just to have it in your binder. But if you want to move like the big one, it's gonna be the Starlight, because most hero players who want to take the deck seriously and play it, they have a version of it. Like I still have my old original ultra rare printing from the set that the Starlight came out in. So if you want to move this card, the big money is the Starlight one. People want the Starlight. For the people who care about having high rarity, because Heroes is a really niche deck, and with niche decks, really only have like diehard fans, anime fans.
That's a great point.
And things like the Starlights are really limited because everyone doesn't have it. I don't even see it in binders at locals.
Yeah, it's scarce. It's scarce. It came in
really
Power
scarce.
of the Elements.
So with scarce becomes value, this card could easily be $500 if Heroes top up regional.
That's a good point. That's a good point, man.
Which I think will happen, honestly. If I don't do it, somebody gonna do it. Trust me. So
you see,
the card's really good, honestly.
There you go. I mean, and yeah, I mean, when Risal falls out of favor, then this card just gets better, you know, when against other matchups as well. So you definitely want to make those considerations. Then we have Mass Change, which recently got a rarity treatment in Stampede. You know, you have the quarter century secret rares coming all the way back down to 33s after getting bought out, you know, to the upper 40s and 50s. And yeah, so right now, playset for a hundo. Like if you need the card and you want this rarity, I mean, not bad at all. For my budget players out there, the penny stonkers, you know, we have the platinum secret rares at shekels. Not bad at all. The R09s at 84 cents. Like if you really just need the card, you're on a budget, you can come over here, a couple of dollars, get access to this card. So yeah, Mass Change. The card is just too broken. It's a free Dark Law, if I'm not mistaken. So just let's hear your thoughts with regards to this card and the new support coming out for Heroes.
Well, it's a one-up, and then with the new hero stuff getting a alternate art in the OCG, people are going to tie between the alternate art and that one. Like a lot of hero enthusiasts like that one. A lot of players love the alternate art. So I would say, honestly, it's going to be one of the things. I could see it staying at $30 because it's like 1 or 2 up. You can side deck 2, main deck 1.
All right.
When you go first, you want 3. Just on the matchups, that Dark Law is really good. You really only need the main deck 1 because it can brick. You don't want to brick on them.
Right.
But it depends on the format too. Like when things like Infinite Impermanence are heavily played, which right now, it's hit or miss if it's in the main deck or not. Some people are cutting Infinite Impermanence. I've cut it and I really haven't missed it, because it just don't do enough against like a lot of decks. Like you Impermanent, they're just like okay, they continue playing.
Yeah, they move on. Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's really depend on the format, but it's a good card. Honestly, $30. I think it's a fair price. Maybe it might go up, but if and when the new hero stuff come out, if they release the alternate art with the new stuff, this card could go down because the alternate art looks really nice.
Right. So that's yeah, and it depends on which set it comes out as well. If they wait for Rarity Collection 5 and give it a Starlight, then yeah, yikes. I mean, this one might crash down. So we'll see how it pans out later on. But yeah, the card is still good, though, the card itself.
We saw that with the hero polymerization. Like, it went up. A lot of people used to want the OG polymerization, like with the alternate artwork. But now, a lot of hero players, they want the hero polymerization, the one with the hero.
That's a great point.
I think it has Bursternichicks.
Yeah. Let's look it up here. Merization. Yeah, that's a great point. that you make right here with
just
this
personal
specific
preference, honestly.
This specific one. Yeah, it's $20. Plats are 4s. PURs look nice. I own it. That one looks nice. And PCRs are $150. And Clean Secret still. Look at that. This card is beautiful. Listen to Rogue Hero.
That's pretty.
Card is at shekels right here. RO9's at under $1. Massive Walls of China. This is free money down the line. Super
Even
pretty.
$20 for the Altar is not terrible.
Yeah, look at it. Look at that. Card used to be 17s, 15, 16s, and now it's $20. This card could be money. Once Hero new support comes out, Hero players are going to want the quarter century and their specific poly right there, so don't miss out. And we have favorite contact, the one of trap that no one pays attention to. Right here only has 2 prints, the ultras from Pote, and then the max rarity prismatic secret rare from the tins that no one's paying attention to. And this card used to be $1 right under shekels, right under $1 at shekels right there, went all the way up to 3s. And now you have RO9s at 2s. So honestly, I think this is the last chance to pick this card up this cheap, because after these 9 right here at 2s, it goes to 250s, where the next Walls of China are at. And eventually it could be a $4 to $5 card, just as a one of. Just that's how good the trap is. It's hard to get behind the tins. So yeah, you wanted us to talk about this trap. Is it underrated? Like, people oversee this one, they don't pay attention to it. What do you think about favorite contact?
Well, it's a staple. I think people who know the hero matchup know to like try to stop that card. However, with that being said, I can see it. I mean, it being so cheap, I can see it being $5 to $10 if the deck becomes really good.
Right.
Like, all the stuff is really guesstimating on what I know about the deck. So don't take every opinion with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
The thing might stay dirt cheap.
Right.
However, it's a hero staple, and honestly speaking, like, it at $2 is dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Some people wanted to say $2, but realistically speaking, once the deck starts topping, say Vanquish, so you saw it went from pennies and then it went to $50. This is not a $50 card. This is at the most $10 card.
At the most, double digits.
Realistically speaking, $5.
$5.
A long-term flip. Make like $3. Go for it.
Yeah, look at that, because it's a pop. So yeah, you can easily 2.5x easy walk in the park for this card. Because before this card got a reprint, the ultras, the OGs, they were already above $5 each. So this reprint came out, and it's a matter of time before both versions reach those prices. So guys, link in the description down below. You want to come over here to the Discord so you can participate in our giveaways. Join our X, follow over there so you can join our X giveaway as well, and you got $15 off over here on Whatnot. Do not miss out. Rogue has already been here over 45 minutes. We've been picking up his brain, just so much to offer, years of wisdom, with the markets, not just the markets, but with the Yu-Gi-Oh community itself, man, and just decks to play, what's going on in the community and things of that nature. You need to subscribe right now. First link in the description down below. Fresh off 23K. Don't miss out, guys. Great content. And then make sure you subscribe to your boy, ring that bell, like the video on the way in. None of this content is official financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. So then we move on to just Mitsurugi. We already talked about Ritual. We're going to just touch base on both Amy cards right here just to see their prices heading into the biggest event of the year. So right here we have Amy no Murakumo no yes maybe so Mitsurugi right here at around $6. Card recently was 1150s, has crashed all the way back down to this previous pivot right here at 6s. So 67 listings, and same as Ritual. I think if you need it, you come in. Anything around 7s is great. Most people only need one, so why not? $6. Don't let this potentially, not that it has to happen, but don't let this potentially become a $10 card again, down the line. If you need your one of, you come in early. What do you think about this card heading into Nats and even post Nats, just how broken it is?
Card's good. I mean, I think it's fair. The reason why I dropped it's the Nats effect, just like with the Ritual from earlier. It might be a $3 card one day. I mean, only time will tell. It could jump back up, but it's a one of. It's been in the format for everyone. Everyone has it, so it's kind of like, as people play a more variety of decks, the price is gonna fluctuate. I think $6 is fair if you need to play it. Plan on trying it out. Just pick it up. They have the QCR one for you rarity whores out there. Yeah, it's a cheap. I think the engine being cheap was really good because
that's a great point.
It's not gonna get. I don't think the card's gonna get hit. It's not worth getting hit. If anything in that deck gets hit, it won't be that. It won't be that. It'll be the super rare. The other Ritual guy. It's like $2. So
yeah. Your boy, your friend right here. Amy no Habakiri. No, yes, maybe so. Mitsurugi right here. It's a $2 super. The card used to be free at pennies, and now it's you have a couple of 1s and 2s, a play set, and then the walls are pushing 3 bones a pop. 69 listings for a super rare that was everywhere when the Alliance Insight came out at first, but now it's money just based on the demand. So great point. I mean, this deck is dominant. It's been dominant for the last couple months in Suda, essentially, the engine, but there could be a ban list around the corner. And one thing that Konami does like to do, when they bring out, when there's a new season, a new Yu-Gi-Oh competitive season where we have nationals, you know, there's a reset, and you know, you have Justice Hunters coming out and all these broken cards, they like to reset the game sometimes. Not to say that they have to do it this time around, but you never know if they are slapping the wrist, hit the consistency of this engine, trying to make room and make way for the new product, for the new kids on the block, for the new broken decks that are coming out. Why? Because in the OCG, they don't have this. They don't have this. So when we see all the decks topping in the OCG and all that good stuff, is they don't have to play against this deck, right? The TCG does. So the way that Konami could hamper this a bit is by hitting it. So great point by Rogue Hero in the sense that if, you know, this card gets hit, then it can definitely impact the engine. So that's a great point. But overall, it's nice to see that such a broken engine is relatively cheap, because the expensive card, you maybe need one, you know, depending on what version, maybe two, you know, but after that, everything else is cheap. So I like Rogue Hero's take on those two cards. Then we move on to Risal. Just in general, not going to pull up like any specific cards because everyone already knows Risal. Just everyone's ready to move on, honestly, to a new format coming soon. But I mean, you know, Rogue Hero has been playing this deck for months and heading into the twilight of the Risal's, you know, Risal card's career, in the sense where it's coming to an end. Most people expect, compared to Broken, Vanquish, Soul Canines, and, you know, Yummies and all these decks. What do you think about Risal, where it stands right now, especially heading into Nats? You think it's still going to be the best deck, or Luna Lights is going to contend, or one of these other Duelist Advanced cards, Vanquish Soul coming out even without K9? Like, what do you think about Risal and how it competes with these brand new fresh cards coming out in Duelist Advanced?
That's good. In the OCG, the deck is hit as well. I don't, and it's doing okay, but it's not topping anything. I think with Mitsurugi, I think Konami's probably going to hit Mitsurugi, maybe Prayers to 1, just to hurt the consistency a little bit. I could really just see them hitting Prayers to 1 and the Ritual guy to 1, the one that's special from deck, to hurt the consistency a little bit, so that way Mitsurugi Risal won't be as dominant, so they can sell their new product.
Exactly.
I don't really see them hitting the Risal engine in any more than what has already been hit. The deck is like pure. I'm a pure Risal enthusiast. I love the pure build because I like playing pure decks. I guess I'm purist.
Right.
I'm playing Mitsu now because the pure build is just underpowered. It's too fair. Right. Hitting everything to 2 was a good hit.
Okay.
It made the deck more balanced, but in a format where everything is unbalanced, it's like, I mean, Detonator's at 1. I think they put a pretty good tamper on the engine. Now, some people say, oh, I still want the deck to get hit. The deck is unfair. EXT is broken. EXT is broken. However, with that being said, the engine by itself is just okay.
Okay.
What's making it broken is the fact that Heraldic Risals can spam into like hand looping for 4. Fix that problem, maybe ban Ouroboros. Not saying they should.
Right.
But they hit Ouroboros, they stop the hand loop combo, and now the deck is going to be a rank 4 spam deck, which is like, okay, whatever.
Right.
And then same thing with Mitsurugi build. You can hit Ouroboros. You might be... I mean, the sky's the limit, man. I think, honestly, Risal was fine what it is. It's hit the other decks that make it overpowered, because going into the next format, I can see Risal still being good. It just won't be the best deck. It'll be like up there competing.
Okay, you know, it'll be one.
What realistically, what would they hit it? They're gonna put everything else to 1. Like the deck could be dead.
Yeah, nah.
Super dead.
Yeah, no, that's a great point that you make. It'll just phase out and get power crept probably. But heading into Nats, you think it's gonna make waves? You know, in a week or two once everyone.
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's gonna be literally in every top. It's top. Nats usually is top 64 unless we get like 3K players or whatever. Then it's like top 128 or something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Realistically speaking, I see at least half of top cut being Mitsu Risal or Anomat Risal, some variant of Risal, because they all can be like, because there's Heraldic, which is hand looping. There's the Anomat, which is more rank 4 spam. Then there's Mitsurugi, and then there's gonna be people who probably try to smash everything together. So
60 card pile, huh?
With Malice and a bunch of rogue decks.
So then I have a question for you. How does Orcust fit into all of this equation? They got their Link 1 Galatea Eye, the Orcust Automaton. Some people are mixing this with Mitsurugi heading into Nat. Some people are playing pure builds with Imsetis and the Horus package. So where do you think that Orcust fits in the meta? Right now, cards just came out, the brand new support, fresh off the press, just like the channel. We're heading into the biggest event in the year where new matchups are going to come up with Lunalites and things of that nature, Vanquish so as well. So, you know, what is Orcust to you, meta-wise? Are you scared against when you played against Mitsu Orcust? You don't really mind? You think they synchronize well? You think people are going to take, you know, this will be more heavily represented that people think? Is it a sleeper deck? What do you think about Orcust heading into Nat's season?
I think it's definitely a sleeper. It is low-key topping here and there. I think if you're good with the Orcust deck and you know how to play the deck, it's like one of them rogue decks that's like, it's not going to be as good as Mitsu Risal, or maybe even Malice for that matter. But if you know what you're doing with the deck, you could top. If you get unlucky and playing against a lot of Malice, your Orcust substance gets banished by White Binder, and that's like whatever it is. But you had a bad day. But considering how old the Orcust cards is, and considering how young a lot of these competitive players are, who may not know what these cards do, and even me as a player who's been around for a long time, or some of you guys, I don't remember all the Orcust cards. I know it's a graveyard-based machine deck.
Right.
So if the deck ever like becomes really powerful, you can side deck system down if you're really scared of it. But
system down.
With that being said, honestly, it's a good deck. I think it's really good, really powerful. But it's a rogue deck, so you gotta make sure you're playing it 100% properly at all times. If one misplaying, you're cooked.
So it's a rogue deck even with Mitsurugi in it? You think so?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think it's rogue, it's like Fire Kings.
Okay.
Just like freaking
It's in the same tier. I see.
Pure Mitsu, like it's good based on results I'm seeing. Like
right.
I haven't played against, I can't really speak on it.
Right.
And I've never played it, so I don't really know the 100% knowledge on the deck.
No, but your results oriented. Yeah. Like it's not heavily represented, as we actually saw earlier in some of these tournaments that have occurred throughout this past weekend. So with that said, let me just pull up Justice Hunters, guys. Honestly, I won't lie. Wait, let me just pull this up and leave this right here. I will not lie. The fact that this box is $66, I'm like, that is not bad. I mean, there's something going on recently, which is great, honestly, when it comes to sealed product. You know, we have Justice Hunters right here, and then we have Duelist Advance. These boxes, when Maximum Crisis and Flames of Destruction, multiple years ago, these older sets, when they used to come out, these boxes were always like 80s, 90s, $100, and people like, oh my god, I need to get $100 for $100 for a box. Yeah, but now these boxes, which are fresh, hot right now, usually at pre-sales, you have even more elevated prices. They were 100, but they're crashing down. It's insane that you can buy a box of Duelist Advance for essentially $60. That is just coming out. You can buy a box of Justice Hunters that is going to bring Dragon Tails, Canine, Yummies, and just for 66, that ain't bad, guys. We call it how it is. Usually, I advise people to stay away from sealed product. Just get your singles. But at $66 for a box that will change the meta, not just like that month of August or the next 2 or 3 months, but probably for the next year, the competitive year, just like Fiendsmith came out in the Infinite Forbidden right before Nats, and it changed everything for a year. I think Justice Hunters will be last year's Infinite Forbidden, and it'll change the meta for at least the rest of this year, probably heading into 2026. So Rogue Hero, just want your thought process. What do you think? Not just about the prices, but also just the set coming out post Nats, Justice Hunters, and then eventually Duelist Advance this weekend. Just what do you think, the feel you have about the meta on these new decks coming out, new core set, new side sets? What do you think about these two products?
Really good products. The problem is with the price. I don't know if it's a mixture of people just tired of buying Yu-Gi-Oh product, or maybe Konami is trying to do the community a solid and reduce the price of boxes to the reseller, so that way they can sell it for a little cheaper to people like you and me for pre-sale. I mean, I don't know the 100% facts. I'll take a guess. 9 out of 10 businesses don't like to lower prices to help people out. It's just probably because there's lack of interest in Yu-Gi-Oh. A lot of players, believe it or not, have been hating the current metagame, even though we still get tournaments and things like that. And a lot of people don't want to play in the Justice Hunters format because it's looking like Vanquish Soul K9 is another tier 0 deck. And there's a big thing in the, I guess I could say, underground community where people who they're complaining, but they're not really bringing their thoughts to the internet like me. They're just sick of the whole 1 year. There's one good deck and a bunch of decks that's decent. They want something a little more fair and balanced. So I could see it selling. It's gonna sell, but I think the price reflects maybe just the interest in Yu-Gi-Oh as a whole because there's other competition like One Piece or Arcana, things like that. However, on a positive note, the sets are really good. If you're playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh at a high level, you want to buy Justice Hunters because it comes with the best deck. Buy a case with some buddies. So this is what me and my team used to do back in the day when we played Naruto CCG.
Okay.
We'd buy a case, and whoever was building what deck, we just gave that person the cards.
That's
There's no
nice.
ego involved.
That's
it was
nice.
like, hey, you're building yummies. Here go all the yummy shit. Hey, John, you're building Dragon Tails. Here go all the Dragon Tail shit. All right, cool. We just gonna help. Just help out the group. Honestly, you guys will be good.
No, but I'm building what you're building, Rogue. I'm building what you're building. So let me get all those cards.
Even with a case, you guys should be able to build it. In my opinion.
No, yeah, just messing with you, bro, for sure.
I know. And dude, you get like 5 dudes for $700. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad, man. Splitting the case is always interesting for sure. Those were the good old days, and people should, probably still do it today. But yeah, I mean, great point. These two sets will change the game. Duelist Advance this upcoming weekend will actually impact Nats directly. And then you have Justice Hunters as people get excited for the brand new meta. August 1st, literally, guys. Hot in the summer. So again, if you're considering these, not bad. Again, I'd go for Justice Hunters. But even if you want Duelist Advance at just $62, man, I'm telling you, man, boxes used to be 80s, 90s, 100s, and now they're in the 60s and they're not even out yet. So imagine see this at 55, 50 bucks. That'd be crazy, guys. We'll see how it pans out. But yes, like we were talking earlier about, again, these two sets will shape the future meta. And just like in the OCG, like Rogue just said, people expect Vanquish Soul Canine to be, as close to tier 0 as possible. And then you do have Yummies, the contender, the second best deck, considered by most. A lot of people want to play this deck. They want to go into these Synchro and Link monsters and compete against Vanquish Soul. So definitely these two decks, we believe, will prevail pretty soon post-Nats. So definitely keep these two sets in mind. And again, Duelist Advance is going into the actual set currently at pre-sales. These cards have been crashing down since we discussed them last week. You have Lunalight Gold Leo. A lot of people will need this card heading into Nats. You have Sky Striker support here with Ace Zero. Looks beautiful. Kaibaman, the legend, has not been a legend because he's been crashing down like crazy. Card was $30 and now it's 18s. And then we have Vanquish Soul Holly Sue, which is the talk of the town. We're going to see the card in just a bit. You have Gorgon of Zilophtony. I want to ask, Rogue, about this specific card. I believe I have it open here. If not, let me just open it here just in case. And then we have Art Mages. I want your thought process with Art Mages, Rogue. Do you think Art Mages are a thing? How they'll act in the future meta with all these crazy cards and decks coming out and things of that nature. And we even have Primite support, man. I'm all over the place. Look, we have new Primite fusion monsters and the Primite Fusion, the spell. So there's a lot going on here in Duelist Advance. What do you think about this, Rogue Hero? Again, Lunalights, new Sky Strikers, you have Art Mages, Primite, even Morganite. Man, let me just let you take over, man.
So the Anomat stuff, the Dodo stuff, like all that Gaga stuff, that's gonna go up. Because that's one of the decks people want to play at Nats. Well, it might drop. I hope it drops because I want to pick it up.
Yeah.
Experimental stuff.
For sure.
I can realistically see it because everyone needs to play. I think they need 2 to 3 Dodo warriors. They need 1 girl. I really don't know the ratios like that, if I'm being 100% honest. However, that stuff is relevant. The Gaga Dodo stuff.
Okay.
The Utopic Future Exec, so I think it's a decent card as well, just as a good card just to have.
Interesting.
Vanquish Soul stuff obviously is gonna be good. Art Mages, it seems like a fun deck. I don't know enough about it, but
okay.
It may, or it's like one of those decks like, you got the only time to tell. Sky Striker stuff is pretty good. I can see that stuff being relevant. Sky Striker is one of them decks that when it's good, and I can definitely see people playing a pure build and it's trying to do something with it. Sky Striker is a really good deck.
Here we go. Yeah, so talked about a little bit of everything. So going actually into the set, we have Gorgon of Zilophthonia. This card was, I wish we had a picture, but the card that people expected to play with IP, believing that this card is good with that card. I don't know if you know what the card is or what it does.
I'm reading it right now. Let me see.
Yeah, so it says you cannot summon set monsters to a zone this card points to. Monsters this card points to cannot attack. Also, their activated effects are negated. Gains attack equal to the total original attack of monsters this card points to. Cannot be destroyed by battle or monster effects, while this card points to no monsters. So again, it's one of those link monsters that come out. It has the 3 points to your opponent's side, to 3 of their zones. Okay. So you basically lock them, you know, to 2 zones. Plus their extra deck zone, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, going second, I guess, you know, if you bait a couple things and then you put this on the field, it'll negate like everyone, you know, your opponent's monsters that it points to and things of that nature. So just an interesting card. I think if we would have the visual, it would be better in this specific case. But I've been telling people, more. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
My bad. I was gonna say, I think it's more niche. It's really good. It's just depending on the deck, can you fit it? That's really a lot of.
Yeah, people said that they wanted to go use IP Masquerena to like go into this. Depending on what they're playing,
I can see it.
You know, like if they summon a monster and they'll be like, you know, you chain IP, summon that dude, and then it negates their effects. You know what I mean, type of thing. So a lot of people were talking about using this at Masquerena to go into this Link 3. So definitely something.
But you got to realize too, they're giving up their SP Little Knight. Are people willing to sacrifice Little Knight for that play? So it really all depends on the person in the deck building. I can really see it being pretty fun and like a cast hero deck. I know that's kind of really niche and rogue.
Right.
But if cast hero still can sometimes block off zones. So in an instance, if you're playing like pure cast hero,
that'd be crazy.
Bring him out with IP and then bam, they can't do nothing. So
yeah, that's really interesting.
I think in a scenario like that, it can be really good. But like it's one of them cards. It's not gonna be everywhere. But I think $18 for a secret rare is not bad, not terrible. But it'd probably be $10 though, honestly.
Yeah.
Card to pick up this hat. Yeah, but I can definitely see it's a card you pick up, you throw it in the binder in your deck building binder.
Literally. Again, right now we expect it to crash in the next couple of days, maybe 15s. We said at 20s if you need your one of. You just, you know, pick it up, $20 if you're going to Nats or whatever. But if not, you wait for 15s at the very least. Maybe it goes down to 10, but it's still too early. Then we do have Vanquish Soul Holly Sue, the talk of the town, the ultra rare from Duelist Advanced that everyone needs, that everyone wants. The card is a 40 piece right now. It used to be like 50s and 60s, but now it's crashing down because it's still in pre-sales. You have these massive walls of China. Everyone, you know, trying to profit all these stores because people know the demand for this card for the best deck in town post-Nat. So yeah, Holly Sue coming out. The card is broken. I mean, this one card pushes Vanquish Soul to tier 0 status essentially once K9 come out. So what do you think about Vanquish Soul Holly Sue? I mean, $40. Personally, I think it could go down into the 30s briefly, but it is a meta relevant card. I don't see it going down less than $100 for a playset. That would be my personal target. But what do you think about the card, its effect, its impact with the meta coming soon?
Man, that card's broken. Just reading. It's my first time reading it right now. It's an ultra rare, so 25 I could see realistically being the price for it. Maybe 30. Think risal when they first came out. Everything was like 20 to $30.
That's a good point.
Depending on the deck's gonna be good for nationals, but it's not gonna be the best deck.
That's a great point.
And really niche.
Yo, that's a great point.
This is my prediction. Post pre-release goes down to like $30, 20 to 30 in that range. Okay. Then once Justice Hunter come out, it goes back up because it's gonna be one of the best decks.
Great.
But then again, everyone knows that, so it's kind of like, is it really gonna drop?
Yeah, Billy Bob's, man. Billy Bob's don't know. Billy Bob, you think they know, but Billy Bob.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble. I think, but the card's really good. But as far as what the deck's gonna do right now, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It can top nationals, but I don't think it's gonna win.
Yeah. That's a good point because it still needs the K9 side to it. We'll see how it pans out in this new meta. But again, there's going to be a rush of people wanting to get this card before, Nats, not just playing Nats, but to have it heading into Justice Hunter. So that demand might be there. So we expect, maybe other 30s to come soon as we head into day one prices. I think
it's going to be
coming
$30 when it settles down. Even
that's
with
a good price. Yeah, that's a good price.
Yeah, $30. Yeah.
That'd be my personal goal, $100 a playset, just like Rogue Hero said. And then you have other Vanquish Soul cards. Don't forget, Heavy Burger, how I call it, 13s. That could be a 20 piece coming soon. Again, there's just a lot of hype around this deck. You have Caesar Valius as well right here. Where's the Quarter Century? It used to be here, but Dr. Mad Love, the Platinum Secret Rare, we covered it. It was making moves pretty recently. Where's that Platinum Secret? It should be around here. Somewhere. Let me just filter it out here real quick. Let's see here. Platinum Secrets. Let me see, where's that? Yugioh, and then right here, Platinum Secret. So yeah, I mean, people coming in, like, look, Mad Love is a $3 plat. This card was nothing. This card was shekels. It was pennies. No one cared about it. And you wake up one day and it's a $3 plat. So again, people coming in, there's a rush for Vanquish Soul cards right now, just like Stake Your Soul. A massive wall of China just came in off the $38 high, so now it's down 10 bucks. I would be picking it up right now if I would be playing heading into Nats right now. There's a $10 discount. If you're watching this, I would take advantage of this. Yeah, the card was pennies, we get it, but we can't play based on these prices. Those prices are over. You need to play with regards to the current prices. You want to come in at under 30s. Again, under $100 a playset. So again, what do you think, Rogue, about, you know, Mad Love? The QCSRs are at 20s, the plats are at 3s. You have Stake Your Soul, you have Holly Sue, you already talked about. So what do you think about Vanquish Soul right now? Again, as we said, people expect it to be the best deck. Like, would you be picking it up maybe now to be ready for Justice Hunters, like meta relevant wise? Just knowing, as a competitive player, knowing that this will be the best deck, what's your approach to a deck like this?
Rogue would have picked it up when it was 25, maybe when it was cheaper. However, with that being said, I don't think it's gonna get that much cheaper.
Right.
Stake Your Soul, you need it. Do what I do when I need cards like this. Take your binder, try to push up all your smaller stuff, and then just pay the difference to the vendor or whoever you're getting it from personally.
Right.
As far as Mad Love, just like when I said with Heroes, for those people who don't want to pay the premium for the expensive one, you got the cheaper variant that looks just as good. Some people like Platinum Secret Rare better than the QCRs. It really depends on the person.
Interesting.
But honestly, I mean, it's cheap. Why not pick it up? It's gonna be pretty in your deck, and when you're done with it, if it gets damaged or when you sell it off, you're not gonna have too much attachment to it as if you would have bought the expensive one.
Right. Yeah, that's the mindset here at our channel. You know, penny stocking, buying cheap, beautiful cards as well on a budget. So I really love that take. And then lastly, we have Lunalights. Again, a lot of talk right now about Lunalights competing against the new Duelist Advanced Support. It was a deck that no one saw coming until recently. There's a lot of hype around this deck heading actually into Nats, and people expect it. Again, most people just focus on the regular, the Mitsurugi risal, and you know, the Malices and this and that and the third, but Lunalights is quietly coming, you know, in the background, just watching those top decks from afar, being like, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with me for the biggest event of the year. So again, Lunalights, as a competitive player, what do you think? You know, new support coming out. You think this deck, you know, how good is it going to be for Nats? There's been crazy price movements going on right now. So what do you think about Lunalights right now, just as a competitive player?
So that deck's very scary. Anytime it's good, it just cooks people that they don't know matchup. You have to learn that matchup. It doesn't really lose a lot of hand traps like that. I think Drove doesn't stop it really. I think you can only really fool it and hope you just draw something out their field. Their field is not super scary, but it's good enough to just keep people on their toes. So I think it's a really good deck, honestly. It's really niche. Like, everyone's not gonna play it, but don't be surprised if he's like a Patrick Hoban, not Patrick Hoban. I mean, like a Jeff, like a what's the that pro dude from Canada name? Like Jesse Cotton. I know he likes this deck. Don't be surprised if you see him at Nash playing this deck, or a lot of people who just are tired of like the Mitsurugi deck.
Right.
They'll play this because a lot of the top players, they test this deck a lot because this deck is really good. It's really explosive. The thing is, like, it can definitely keep up. When with the new support, it seems like it can keep up just from stuff I've seen online. So it's a really scary deck. $30 for the pre-sale for that one. I don't know the ratios they run up that one, so I would probably wait till it gets after pre-sale, but don't be surprised if it tops Nats. The deck's probably gonna top Nats.
There we go. Great assessment.
I won't be surprised.
I'm
predicting right now. It's probably gonna be like in top 8, top 16.
Damn. Okay. I see it. Yeah, people won't know like how to play against like the new support and stuff. That's a great point. Out of 3,000 plus players, you know, reaching the top cut as high as that, that's a great prediction. So, yo, if you're playing the deck, I wouldn't be waiting too long, especially to pick up the other pieces. Hopefully you guys pick those up at lower prices when we talked about it. There you go. And lastly, we have Heavy Polymerization, which this card continues to spike up in price because of Lunalight. So again, this card used to be shekels, and we actually talked about this card on the channel, not at shekels. It was like $1.50, you know, when we were talking about the tins, and we said it's a prismatic secret. It's a single print. If it ever sees play, it would go parabolic, and here we are at all-time highs. Yep. This listing doesn't work right here if you click on it, you know. So again, it's really a $15 card. We just talked about it a couple days ago. when it retraced back down to like 10s or whatever, and now the card is at 15s, and here we are. You have a couple play sets, 1s and 2s, ROH to 16 bucks. And you know, after that, it starts going to ridiculous prices, guys. So again, mind you, this is doing what the Vanquish Soul cards did. It's insane. This past year's tins last August is wild. You had a bunch of cards that were like free. People were like, oh yeah, take the heavy poly, who cares about that card? And now they go from less than $1 to 15s. That is bonkers. Like, I have 3 of these. I paid $5 for my playset, and pretty soon is gonna be a 50 piece. That's 10x. It's crazy. You know, this could pay me my meal and a little bit out, you know, over there, out there in that. You know what I mean? Like, for $5, you feel me? So just that thought process, guys, that's the power of being early, you know, and that's why we always talk about these penny stocks that now are value. So again, what is your thought process on a card like this? You know, Lunar Lights, that's the hype is pushing this card up to these prices. What do you think about the card, you know, as a polymerization card? Let's just hear your thoughts on this one.
It's a pretty good card, honestly. I think cards like this, when you read it, when it's cheap, just put it in your deck building binder. There's a couple cards I got in my deck building binder now that's like super rares, that's okay, really niche in scenarios. Any card that you think is halfway decent, keep it and put it in your deck building binder. Don't throw it in your broke pile. Don't just think, because a lot of people have, especially a lot of the younger players, they have this mentality where it's like, oh, if it ain't good now, it's trash. I don't need it. Think long term. And I feel like an old head.
It's like think long term. You imagine?
Like, even when I was younger, I never just threw cards away and had it to the trash. I'm like, okay, I looked at every card, read it, and saw what has potential, and I threw it in at least my bulk pile to dig through later. Right. So, you know, I think cards like this, just always keep it on hand, because you never know when it's going to jump, and it might not jump, but you might be the player that make it jump. So just think about that.
That's a great point. And also, if this one doesn't jump, it could be one of your other plays jumps. Because again, you know, for this one jumping, there's probably a couple plays that haven't jumped or that maybe never jump. But this one jumping pays for all of those other plays and more. And that's the thought process that you have to have when you get exposure to these cards. All right, man, we kept Rogue Hero here for an hour 16. Insane, man. It's always a pleasure having Rogue Hero on the channel. For sure. We'll probably set something up for next week as well, if you're available before Nats, as we get ready for that event. So stay tuned for that. Let me know. For sure, I got you. So guys, first link in the description down below. Make sure you subscribe if you made it this far out into the video. Fresh off 23K, we had him over an hour. He was yapping about the markets because he's a market watcher. Not just kidding, guys. So make sure you go subscribe. Let's go, guys. Make sure you subscribe right here. Don't miss out, guys. And if you made it this far, make sure you share this in one place in a group chat with some friends, both channels. It really does go a long way as we continue to grow and positively impact people's lives. Any last thoughts before we get out of here, brother?
Oh, man, just appreciate you having me on again. It was fun, like always. And subscribe to my boy and subscribe to me.
Appreciate it. There you go. He kept it simple. You guys already know. All right, guys. So thank you so much for your time, for your support, and for your attention. Stay fresh. Yes, sir.